Hi class. So last lesson we've learned what is harmony in a key and three most important harmonies. They are tonic, subdominant, and dominant. And we've already talked a little bit about the harmonic progression because each harmony has its own character, so they need to be placed in a specific place in the harmonic progression. So, in this lesson, let's officially talk about what is harmonic progression and some very basic progressions. Let's take a quick review of what we've learned last lesson. Each harmony in this key has a distinctive character and plays a unique role. So we've learned tonic harmony, which usually be used at the beginning part and the ending of one piece, and it is written as a Roman number 1. And dominant usually be used before the tonic harmony and is scale degree 5, so we've written it as this. And subdominant, of course, scale degree 4, so it's written as the Roman number 4. And did you remember I left a question at the end of last lesson that why here's also lowercase number? What does those mean? The answer is here. Let me tell you guys several principles based on what we've learned from last week. No, from last lesson, sorry. Okay, first of all, to use the capital letter or lowercase letter, it totally depends on the quality of the chord, or we can say the quality of the triad. Look at here. This is a C major, and this is tonic, right? It is a major third plus a minor third. So the quality of this triad is a major triad. That's why we use capital letter. And look at here, the subdominant. It is also a major third plus a minor third. And the quality of this triad is also a major triad. That's why we also use capital letter. And also, this one is a major third plus a minor third. So ignore the seventh note right now. Just look at here. The triad is also a major triad. That's why we also write it as a capital letter. However, look at the minors. Here we take C minor as an example. C minor has a key signature which contains three flat signs. So here is C, E flat, and G. It is a minor third plus a major third. Thus, the quality of this triad is minor, right? That's why we write this as lowercase Roman number. And also look at here, the subdominant of the C minor, because there's A flat in the key signature, so it is also a minor third plus a major third. That's why we also write it as a lowercase number. Okay, here's another question. Why we write a B natural here? Because, here's a B flat in the key signature. So the second principle is we usually use harmonic minor instead of the natural minor, which means, look at here, harmonic minor raise the scale degree 7 one semitone higher by using the accidental signs. And this is also the third note of the dominant of the minor. So that's why it is a major third plus a minor third because we use harmonic minor. Thus, we raise the scale degree 7 one semitone higher. So for the dominant for the harmonic minor, it is also read as capital letter. Thus, for the major and minors, the dominant are both written as capital letter, but the tonic and subdominant for the minors are lowercase. Okay, here is the third principle. In any harmonic progression of any keys, usually the dominant is written as a seventh chord instead of the triad. So that's why I also add a seventh note here, because we usually write the dominant as the seventh chord, but we usually just write the tonic and subdominant just as triad. Just the dominant is 99.99% of the time it's written as the seventh chord. Okay, that's about the three principles based on what we've learned from last lesson. Now we're eventually able to learn some basic harmonic progression. Don't worry about if you don't know how to apply those harmonic into the piece that you want to write. Because this week we're just gonna learn some basic harmonic progression and how to write those progression individually. But in the next week, I will let you guys know how to apply those harmonic progression into the melody, into a real music piece. So don't worry about it right now. Let's learn about some basic harmonic progression. So the conception of the harmonic progression is a succession of harmonies in which each leads purposefully to the next. Oh my god, this sentence is just like a tongue twister for me. Okay, so there are three most common and very, very basic harmonic progressions I want you guys to memorize. The first one is from tonic to dominant, of course, dominant seventh, and then back to tonic. Here we just use C major as an example. So if you are writing any minors, just remember to use the lowercase for the tonic. So look at here in the C major, there is tonic triad, and here is the dominant seventh and back to tonic triad. Let me play it on the piano for you. So if I play it on the piano, it's gonna be. This is the most easiest and basic harmonic progression in the music. And look at the second one. It's from tonic to subdominant to dominant and then eventually back to tonic. Because in the last lesson, look at here, we've already learned that tonic is being using at the beginning and the ending of each piece. And dominant is usually used before the tonic and subdominant is used after tonic and before the dominant. So this one represents the whole circle of those three harmony, because it contains all of those three, from tonic to subdominant to dominant and back to tonic. Let me play it on the piano for you. Okay, here is the last one. The last one is used not that common than the first two, but it is still useful. Why it is not that common? Because it doesn't contain the dominant chord. Usually, in order to establish a key, we need both the tonic and dominant as the two very basic elements in the harmony. But this one doesn't contain dominant. So it is a little bit hard for you to establish a key at the beginning part of this piece. But sometimes we still use it at the end of a piece. So let me play it on the piano for you. And also, here's a bonus part. If you love jazz, you're gonna know the most common used jazz harmony progression where is we use supertonic to dominant and then back to tonic. And you know, I've talked about this in the meeting. For the jazz, we usually use 7th chord or even 11th chord, which means a chord that contains 5 notes, and even the 13th chord, where a chord contains 6 notes. So let me play it for you to see if you can hear a little bit jazz in that. How do you guys feel? It sounds very jazz for me. Okay, so with those 3 basic harmonic progression, you're able to write some simple piece with simple harmonic progression, and I will let you know how to do that next week. This is a piece in C major, and it also doesn't use the Roman numeral system, which we always use in the classical music pieces, but in pop music, it is usually written as the chord symbol. So in this piece, he just used the chord symbol. Let's listen to it together. Try to feel those harmonic progression and the function of each harmony.
All right, that's it. So let's.
This is a piece in C major, and it also doesn't use the Roman numeral system, which we always use in the classical music pieces, but in pop music, it is usually written as the chord symbol. So in this piece, he just used the chord symbol. Let's listen to it together. Try to feel those harmonic progression and the function of each harmony.